Hello friends, welcome back. Today we're moving forward from here. Congratulations, you finished the lesson on React and Redux. There's one last item worth pointing out before you move on. Typically, you won't write React apps in a code editor like this. This challenge gives you a glimpse of what the syntax looks like if you're working with NPM and a file system on your own machine. The code looks similar except for the use of import statements. These pull in all the dependencies that have been provided for you in the challenges. The managing packages with NPM section covers NPM in more detail. Finally, writing React and Redux code generally requires some configuration. This can get complicated quickly. If you are interested in experimenting on your own machine, the Create React app comes configured and ready to go. And so here is what's called the Create React app. It's a GitHub, which is kind of an open source repository. It's from the Facebook team, and they've got the Create React app. And so this, you could set up a new app. So this is actually, could be difficult if this is your first time setting up an app, but this would be where to get started if you wanted to start creating and writing your first web application. I'm not going to get into that for the purposes of this. Alternatively, you can enable Babel as a JavaScript preprocessor and CodePen and React DOM as an external JavaScript resource and work there as well. Sure, you could do that. So here they say log the message, now I know React and Redux to the console. So I'm just going to copy this. They've commented out all of this, and then they say change code below this line. So we're just going to log the message. So console.log, and then we're going to pass in a string of now I know React and Redux, and that shows up here. From the tests. Cool, that passes. Okay, just to wrap this up, what they're saying here is that you do not need to understand this intuitively. It's basically, this is just kind of like an introductory situation. So you just want to be able to say, oh, I've worked with React and Redux before. Like you kind of basically understand it. React is the front-end framework. Redux is a wrapper that comes around it and it manages the state so that your front end, the buttons that you push, like, here their front end has these 3 buttons. It has this list element here. It has a paragraph element in this. This is what's going to be controlled by the React components. And then whether or not, behind the scenes, there's going to be a Redux state management, which tells us whether or not these tests are passing. That's kind of the gist of how this works. And so what we're saying here is you're not going to be writing it like this anywhere, but oh, actually, they do have some of it. This is what it would look like if they weren't there. If I uncomment it, you can kind of see. So import is a function. You're taking in React from React, which means your NPM node package manager is going to have a folder with React in it, and that's going to have all the tools that you need to get React working. And then you just are importing provider and connect, which are these two. This is a method, and this is a global variable from React Redux. And now we're importing the store and the reducers from Redux. For some reason, this thunk thing we're importing. And now we're importing the root reducer, app root components. I wonder if this even works if we were to do it. It might work. It doesn't work. It's probably because there's no package manager in this little environment here. So the whole idea here is not to get stuck on this. If you're really stuck on this, I would hope, well, it's too bad I'm saying this in the last video, but it's better to not worry about getting stuck on this. But this is what you need to do, console.log, now I know React and Redux in order to pass this. And so, yeah, we're complete with React and Redux. Hope you guys enjoyed this section, and we'll see you in the next one.